Good diddly morning, one and all, and welcome to Real Deal. It's time to take a look at all the wild, crazy, sexy misadventures that have taken place in the world of pop culture throughout the course of the week. My name is Andrew Fantasia, and I happen to be missing a button on my shirt, but try to ignore that if you can. So let's talk about what made the news this week. We got posters, we got release dates, and we got Wookiees. I don't think you could ever ask for more. If you are a fan of Get Out, like I was, that was one of my absolute, not only favorite movies of 2017, but one of my favorite movies ever. That movie is just scrumdiddlyumptious. But if you were a fan of it like I was, then there's some good news on that front because Jordan Peele is already hard at work on his next horror movie, and we now have a title, a release date, and possible cast members. The movie is going to be called Us. That's it, just Us. Maybe it's a horror movie about really bad tabloid magazines. But according to this shiny new teaser poster that just came out, Us will be dropping on our doorstep March 2019. Now, obviously, this is one of those good posters that doesn't just stick celebrities' faces on it. So who's going to be in this movie? Well, we don't know yet because they haven't actually started rolling cameras, but Jordan Peele is eyeing a few big names. Two of the stars of Black Panther, Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke, are in the running for two of the primary roles, as well as The Handmaid's Tale's own Elizabeth Moss. It sounds like Jordan Peele is banking on these three being the main stars of his new picture. I like them all. Any excuse to see Lupita Nyong'o, one of the most beautiful and talented women on the planet, I am down for that, so yes please. This gets me excited, but I have to remember to temper my excitement. Like I said, Get Out was, it was one of my all-time favorite movies. It rocked. But I need to make sure I don't go into Us with the same expectations, because I've made that mistake before. I remember way back in 2007 when we got the movie Hot Fuzz. I sat back afterwards and I was like, that movie was one of the greatest things that has ever happened to me. And I was waiting with bated breath for the next time Simon Pegg did something with Edgar Wright. And after waiting what felt like a very, very long time, I got The World's End, which was very good, but nowhere near as good as Hot Fuzz. And I set myself up for that disappointment, I think. So this time around, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm just going to be cautiously optimistic about Us. But it's Jordan Peele, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. You know what's better than getting a movie announcement and a teaser poster? Getting two movie announcements and teaser posters. Because just when you thought it was safe to go back into the jungle and start committing heinous crimes against humanity, John Rambo is coming back to get you. Sylvester Stallone has taken to the airwaves, because we still have airwaves for some reason. It's 1937. And he has officially announced Rambo V, including this lovely teaser poster, which is this very somber, very interesting look at Rambo. Rambo is a very somber franchise altogether, so this poster really nails that. And it is scheduled for a fall 2019 release date. So in just over a year, we can look forward to some Rambo goodness. I think it's already been a decade since the last new Rambo. That's how old I'm getting, people. That's how old I'm getting, is that all these new sequels to classic movies are already a decade old. Oh my god, I'm an old man. I gotta start working on a bucket list or something. Now, there are two things that make me very, very, very happy about this Rambo 5 announcement. One of them is the fact that it is called Rambo 5. A lot of movie series fall victim to what I call stupid title syndrome. And I think the Rambo series suffers the most from this disease. It's a very serious disease. We're going to have a telethon for it eventually. I mean, you've got 4 movies. First one's called First Blood. Then you got Rambo First Blood Part 2. Then you got Rambo 3. Then you got Rambo. Somebody was doing a little bit of this at the office. That's supposed to be drinking. It looks like I'm playing a trumpet, though. So thank the dear sweet Lord above that somebody came to their senses and just called this damn movie Rambo 5. Like it's supposed to be called. But the second thing that makes me even happier is it's not called Rambo 5. It's called Rambo 5. I really miss Roman numerals. I just do. They were such a classy way to spell out the name of your sequel. And they have gone the way of the dodo since the 90s. We really just don't see Roman numerals in titles anymore. I have theories as to why, but that's a whole other video that I would love to do someday. So, you know what? I'll make that video. I promise you, I will make that video. That'll be a bite-sized thumb together. That's a story for another day, but I miss Roman numerals is the point of all this. And I'm so happy to see that big shiny V beneath the word Rambo, because we need more Roman numerals in our life. Thank you, Rambo. What's better than getting 2 movie announcements with 2 teaser posters? 3 movie announcements with 3 teaser posters, but actually this time there's no teaser poster. It's just an announcement. But it's a cool one. It looks like everybody's favorite time-traveling Valley Boys are coming back for one last hurrah. After years of speculation and gross hearsay, it's finally been confirmed that yes, Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter will be back for a 3rd installment of Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted Face the Music has now been announced. It's gonna be made. They're telling us it's gonna exist. That's as far as it's gotten. They haven't rolled camera yet, but there you go, Bill and Ted fans. Everybody's favorite, most excellent Valley Boys are coming back for an encore. The original creators, Chris Matheson and Ed Solomon, are working on a script as we speak. The movie's in pre-production. And Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter have said in a statement, "We couldn't be more excited to get the whole band back together again. Chris and Ed wrote an amazing script, and with Dean at the helm, we've got a dream team." The Dean that they mentioned is directing the movie, and he made Galaxy Quest, so we're kind of in good hands. All I can say is, to all you 80s and 90s boys out there stuck in San Fernando Valley dreaming of your next big guitar solo, this news could not be more bodacious. In 1977, he didn't get a medal. In 2015, he didn't get a hug. Chewbacca is the poster boy for people who don't get what they deserve. But finally, this coming Memorial Day, Chewbacca will finally get something he has deserved for 40 years. His own theme music. John Williams is arguably the most prolific film composer of all time. And even though he composed a lot of great themes and underscores for the Star Wars trilogies, both old, prequel, and new, he never once wrote a theme for everybody's favorite huggable Wookiee. Well, guess what? That's about to change. This man's name is John Powell, and he is the one who's going to be scoring Solo: A Star Wars Story. According to recent reports, Powell did what Williams never did, which is give Chewbacca the Wookiee his own theme music for the first time ever. Now, obviously, we're going to have to wait till May 25th, or in my case, May 24th, to hear this music firsthand, but this gets me very excited. As a guy who personally loves movie scores and who loves character themes and emotional themes being presented through music, this could not get me more excited. Chewbacca deserves a theme at this point. He is a mainstay. Knowing the character himself, I would venture a guess that this theme is going to be very noble, but very playful. Now, we've heard other reports a long time ago that John Williams himself actually composed a Han Solo theme, which we'll be hearing for the first time in this movie as well. But this is the first news we've ever gotten of a Chewbacca theme, and it's coming much closer to the date of the movie itself. I cannot wait to hear these two characters get the themes they deserve. Chewbacca, you've earned this, pal. You've earned this. What else is Solo: A Star Wars Story gonna have going for it? Well, according to Deadline, the answer to that question is a shit ton of money. At least that's what the early reports are saying based on online ticket sales coming through Fandango. These ticket sales are apparently off the charts, so much so that Deadline is bringing these final odds to Vegas and given us a grand total that's actually kind of pleasantly surprising. Deadline has just released the industry projections for the 4-day Memorial Day weekend and how much cash they predict Solo to rake in. And according to these industry projections, Solo is looking to make $170 million at least over its opening weekend. That would break the Memorial Day record, which is currently held by Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, who are sitting pretty with a cool $139.8 million. This is exciting news for Star Wars fans, especially coming off the heels of such a controversial movie as The Last Jedi. After Episode 8, a lot of people were afraid that some kind of imbalance in the Force was bound to happen and that Solo would not pull in the same amount of bank as its older brothers because of the fact that a lot of fans were pissed off with the last movie, but that does not look like it's going to be the case, thankfully. It looks like Star Wars is still getting butts in the seats the way it's been doing for the past 41 years. And we have Solo's very cool marketing campaign to thank for these great tracking numbers. Now, if only they would bring those Solo Denny's promotions over here to Canada so, guys like me can enjoy them without having to stare forlornly across the border to my American cousins like I'm Charlie Bucket looking in the window of a candy shop. Denny's, just give me some Han Solo stuff, for crying out loud. But regardless, this is great news for Solo, this is great news for Star Wars, and it's great news for Star Wars fans. So we can expect our Wookiee and smuggler friends to be rolling into Benjamins, as the kids say, come Memorial Day weekend. Now, Pirates of the Caribbean is a juggernaut, so the odds of beating their weekend record are not great. But Han Solo was never one for odds anyway. So that's it for Real Deal, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I'll see you all here next time. Until then, keep your ears open for Chewbacca's theme, get your knives sharpened, and prepare your fingers for a most righteous guitar solo. Get it, solo? Because I was talking about Solo as well. I'm like a surgeon with this wordplay.